All praise to Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Okay, I didn't have my video. This is part 2. I didn't have my video on airplane mode. Now let's get back into this Isaiah 61, where it talks about the blessing of Jacob. The blessing of Jacob is greater than that sword that was given to Esau. Let's see how greater is it. So we start with verse 4. It says they was going to rebuild the old wastes, meaning the old kingdom of David, Solomon, the Israelites of old. Okay, that's the house of David was going to be rebuilt. Okay, verse 5 said they're going to take the nations into slavery. They're going to be ruling over their brethren, like Genesis 27 and 29 said. Now, 6 it says, but ye shall be named the priests of the Lord. Men shall call you the ministers of our God. Ye shall eat the riches of the Gentile. Now, how are they going to take the riches of the Gentile? How are they going to get all of these things? Look at Daniel. Daniel chapter 7, verse 18. It says, but the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever. How are they going to take this kingdom? How are they going to possess this kingdom? And how are they going to do it forever? How are they going to possess a kingdom, meaning the earth, the rulership of the heavens and the earth? Because that's another part of Jacob and Esau's blessing. Esau was given that sword so he can control heaven and earth. See, he can be ruler over all the nations. No nation can war with him. Who can war with the beast and the dragon, which is the nation of Edom, the children of Esau? Who can war with them? Nobody can war with them. You see, but Jacob is going to be given a blessing that can defeat the sword of Esau. This is what it's all about. See, and these dragons and these heathens know about these things, and that's why they promote it on the TV, and they pushing this immortality and this immortal situation. They fascinated and amazed at this immortal situation that's been from the beginning of time given to the nation. They've been hearing of, the nation's been hearing about the immortality of this one nation, and they fantasize about this thing. You see, that's why they make a superhero movies. But let's go into how are they going to take the kingdom, and when they take the kingdom, how are they going to take it forever? Okay, let's get into it now. They're going to have an everlasting kingdom. They're going to take it forever. Let's back that up in Ezekiel 37. It say the whole house of Israel, not just one kingdom, the southern kingdom. What is it, 21 here? Okay, yeah, let's get 21. It says, and say unto them, who is the them? Thus says the Lord God, behold, I will take the children of Israel from among the heathen where they have been gone, and will gather them on every side and bring them into their own land. See, we're among the heathen, being average people. See, mortals, average mortal, like these heathens. Verse 22, it says, and I will make them a nation. I will make them one nation in the land upon the mountains of Israel, and one king shall be king to them all. And they shall be no more two nations, neither shall they be divided into two kingdoms at all anymore. Okay, and what's going to be the result? Okay, what's going to be the result of this situation? Look at verse 25. Verse 25, there's multiple prophets now. We got Isaiah and we got Daniel. It's telling you it's a forever situation. Moses is telling you about the blessing of Jacob. But let's get this, 25. And they shall dwell in the land that I have given unto Jacob my servant, wherein your fathers have dwelt. And they shall dwell therein, even they and their children, and their children's children, when? Forever. Immortality. And my servant David shall be their prince forever. You can't give that to no Christian church. That was not going to be given to a freaking Christian church. Okay? This thing was going to be forever. Look at verse 26. See, we debunking this crap. Moreover, I will make a covenant of peace with them. It shall be an everlasting covenant with them, and I will place them and multiply them, and will set my sanctuary in the midst of them forever. I'm going to give them immortality. I'm going to make them mortals on the earth. See, and this is why he said, those that are humble shall be exalted. He humbled us into slavery, making us some no good, no name, poor peasants, broke ragamuffins, vagabonds. See, and he's gonna raise us up. Let's get that out of Samuel before I go into Zechariah. See, Samuel was a great prophet. He gave some great prophecies. Samuel chapter 2, verse 8, but even verse 7, man. It says, the Lord maketh poor and maketh rich. He bringeth low and lifteth up. He raised up the poor out of the dust and lift up a beggar from the dunghill. He set them among princes, to set them among princes, and to make them inherit the throne of glory. What kind of throne? An everlasting throne. For the pillars of the earth are the Lord's, and he have set the world upon them. See, he's given the Israelites the world, and they're gonna have it forever. They're gonna be princes. They're gonna be sitting on the throne. They're gonna inherit more immortality. This is what he's talking about. How were they poor in the dust? They were some slaves, man. Slaves to the heathens. Being called a no good slave, no good Negro, and a no good Hispanic, a language, a savage Indian. See, they were being called all kind of bywords because they were the poor nation of peoples that didn't have a homeland, didn't have a king. Now let's get Zechariah. We want to get some good, powerful verses. Now, we gonna get this immortality. I want to deal with that. I don't want to go too far away from that. This is 12 and 8. What's gonna happen? How are they gonna defeat the sword of Esau? It says, in that day shall the Lord defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem. What is he gonna give Jacob to defeat Esau in his great sword? And he that is feeble among them at that day shall be as David. So David was fighting Goliath. Goliath had more strength than David, but David was given spiritual power to use a small bitty rock and destroy Goliath. And the house of David shall be as God. See, immortals, as the angel of the Lord before them. And it shall come to pass in that day that I will seek to destroy all nations that come against Jerusalem. You come against the Israelites, you will be destroyed because they are immortals. You cannot defeat them. Okay, and then how did Apostle Paul destroy these Christians who want to run their mouth and put him in their mouth? See, they want to always put Paul in their mouth, but Paul destroyed them and went along with the so-called Old Testament and testified that this is what's going to happen to the Israelites. See, in Romans 11, he already said that God didn't get rid of no Israelites. He didn't get rid of the covenant. He didn't get rid of the everlasting promise of making them immortals. Okay? Let's get the whole thing here. He says, behold, I show you a mystery. This mystery is also in Colossians. We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed. And it's not a mystery, too, to these elites, man. They know who the immortals on the earth. In a moment, in a twinkling of an eye, at the last trump, for the trumpet shall give a sound, and the dead shall rise incorruptible, and we shall be changed. For this corruptible must put on incorruption, and this mortal must put on immortality. We gonna be immortal. This is the reason that these folks hate our guts. See, It's the reason that you're going through. You finna be an immortal. You was placed here as an immortal. Look at Colossians 1. Is it 26? Yeah, it says even the mystery. This the mystery Paul is talking. He kept talking about this mystery, which have been hid from ages and from generations. See, that now is made manifest to his saints, because now it's made manifest to the saints, they're going to take the kingdom and inherit immortality. Those saints are the Israelites, according to Psalms 50 and 5 and Psalms 148 and 14. See, the saints are the Israelites. Even I think it's in 149, King David talked about the saints being the Israelites. Now, let's get some more on this immortality. This is the mystery that these people don't understand. See, and it said the riches of glory of this mystery among the Gentiles. It's not talking about the Gentiles. It's saying among them. You got immortal children, immortal family. Let's get Peter real quick. Peter, the head of the church, would he not talk about the immortals on the earth? Yes, he's going to talk about the immortals. He goes in on the false teachers. There's a bunch of... Oh, I'm in 2. I need to be in 1. Okay. Okay, the elect. Look where he started off at. It's an elect mortals on the earth. The Lord elected these people to be immortals. Chose them from the beginning of time. So it's let's go to 2. Salakia. Okay. He goes into it. He says, the living stone, okay, I'm gonna get lively stone, are built up a spiritual house. See, what kind of spiritual house? An immortal spiritual house, a holy priesthood. See, this is a spiritual power that they're gonna be given to be immortal. See, the flesh inherit nothing, but the spirit, see, is life. The flesh profit nothing. They don't have the power to be immortal. It don't have the power to live forever. But this is a spiritual house, a holy priesthood that the Lord has made, an immortal family on the earth. See, verse 9. And when you go into certain translations, it says race. But ye are a chosen race of peoples, a royal priesthood, a holy nation. That nation goes into peoples and race and tribe. A peculiar people, special people, that ye shall show forth the praises of him who have made you out of darkness into his marvelous light. See, he made an immortal people on the earth, man. And what it say in Psalm? Got to get the Psalms. And this is why these dragons is mad. This is why they're in your yard with a cross. See, with a burning cross, they're in your yard. Mad as heck. How is this possible? And these Negroes don't even know who they is. But they are some freaking immortals? How is this possible, man? How is this possible? They're not just Negroes, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. It says, I have said, ye are gods, and are all the children of the Most High. Why? Because they are mortal. But ye shall die like men. See, you still gonna die, even though you immortal. You in a situation where you gonna die, but you immortal. You part of an immortal family. But ye shall die like men and fall like one of the princes. Arise. You see, you're gonna arise after you die. You're going to be immortal after you die. Arise, O God, judge the earth, for thou shalt inherit all nations. See, the Lord already got all nations. He ain't going to inherit nothing. See, but the power is these Israelites is going to judge the earth. Let's get that. Who finna judge? Do the judging around him. Who going to be inheriting the kingdom and judging the earth? Obadiah 21, it says, and saviors, the immortals, shall come up on Mount Zion to judge the mount of Esau. Not just Yahweh. See, saviors, multiple Israelites gonna be immortal and judging the red dragon, these red wicked Edomites that had got us in slavery. And the kingdom shall be the Lord. In the Lord's kingdom, we are going to possess these people, man. And let's get that. We're going back into the house of David now. Going back to the house of David. Amos. What's that? That's about 5 prophets right there now. With Peter and Apostle Paul. Okay. Amos. Let's get Amos. He says, in that day I will raise up the house of the tabernacles of David that is fallen. So this is where James, Yahweh's brother, he quoted this verse. Let it be known. The prophet, this is what the prophets agree on. The Israelites shall be immortal, man, as the house of David. See, and close up the breaches thereof, and I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old. As in the days of old, with the 12 tribes, undefeatable. You can bring 1,000 Hamite Goliaths and 1,000 Edomites, and you will not. That's why they slaughtered the Edomites and they slaughtered the Hamites. You're not going to compete. The Persians and whoever else, they made them bow down, man. Verse 12, it says, that they may possess the remnant of Edom. How they gonna possess Esau? With his great powers, with his great sword. See, they gonna have spiritual power. They gonna be immortals, and all the heathen which are called by my name. So go back to Zechariah. Zechariah got some more. I think it's 8:23. He says, thus says the Lord of hosts, in those days it shall come to pass that 10 men shall take hold out of all the languages of the nations, even shall take hold of the skirt of him that is a Jew. And that's a new term. It's an Israelite, man, saying, we will go with you, for we have heard that God is with you. We have heard that you are immortals. He have made you the priesthood. See, you the immortals on the earth. That's why the 12 tribes, when they was when the Levites and Aaron and Moses was given the orders to be the leaders, see, and to organize the nation, you didn't have Issachar mad. See why? God loved everybody. He chose everybody. He chose 12 tribes. Why do the Levites get the root? Why do the Levites got to get the service of God? See? Why Judah got to be the king? Well, Naphtali. Why is Judah and Ephraim at the top? What's going on? See, they wasn't talk. He created us too. He our God too. See, they not spewing that. They wasn't spewing that Christianity mess, man. That Christianity ignorance that God don't deal with hierarchy. God don't deal with order. He put the man over the woman, the parents over the children, the humans over the animals. He deal with order, man. What's wrong with these people? Why are they so amazed that God gonna choose one nation to be his holy priesthood? He's immortal to keep order on the earth. See, they can't debunk this book, man. You might as well burn the book and and start the war, because you ain't finna defeat these people. Now that's 8. Now I want to get that 14. 14 and 14. See, because when they get this immortal power, these people gonna have to bow down and give it up. Now it says, and Judah shall also fight at Jerusalem. Judah the house of David is Judah. See, and the wealth of all the heathen round about shall be gathered together, gold, silver, and apparel, and great and abundant. They all gonna have to come to the immortals. See, 16, and it shall come to pass that everyone that is left, see, after the war goes down and people realize we got immortals on the earth. Say that everyone that is left of all the nations which came against Jerusalem shall even go up from year to year to worship the King, the Lord of hosts, and to keep the Feast of Tabernacles. So they all gonna have to keep on being up under the Israelites, who gonna be the immortal family, and they gonna have a forever immortal kingdom. This is why these peoples are mad. Let's get it out of Revelation one more time. I don't want to keep beating a dead horse, but Revelation got a monster verse. Revelation 2:26. It says, and he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nation, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron. See, they're going to get immortal powers over the nation. Chapter 5. Verse 10, get right to the point. He says, and have made us unto our God kings and priests, and we shall reign on the earth. We gonna be on the earth, immortals, and we gonna be reigning, because nobody's weapons gonna be able to defend us. That's why I say no weapon shall prosper against thee. No weapons is gonna be able to prosper. Esau was given the weapons for his blessing. He's ruling the earth with his weapons, his military, the EU, the NATO, the United States military complex. See, his guns, bullets, tanks, battleship. See, his chemical weapon, psychological weapon, biological weapon. You're not going to be able to defeat the immortals and the prophecy. See, and let's get the whole operation in Ezekiel. See, they thinking that the angels going to do everything. No, the Israelites going to turn to immortals, and they going to kick behind. This is what these people know. And what did they tell Yahushua? They say, I got to get that out of the wisdom of Solomon real quick. I'm going to just get one verse out of this. This is Ezekiel 25 and 14. It says, and I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel, and they shall do in Edom according to my anger and according to my fury, and they shall know my vengeance, says the Lord God. So he's going to give the Israelites immortal power, and they're going to defeat his enemies, which is the Edomites and these other nations added to them. But look at wisdom of Solomon, what these dragons is saying now. This is what they saying. This is the reason why they going to push the envelope and get they behind kicked, even though they know that we are the immortals. Look. Here we go. Look what King Solomon said. He said, as for the mysteries of God, they knew them not, neither hope they for the wages of righteousness, nor discern a reward for blameless souls. See, they hearing about it, but they don't know it. Like they don't believe it. If a God created man to be immortal. See, he talking about us. He created us to be immortal and made him to be an image of his own eternity. He created these Israelites to be immortal, man. What did you people just don't understand what's going on. He says, let me go back up now. Let me go back up, because they said that they made a statement. These enemies make a statement. There it is. There it is. This is why they're going to get their behind kicked. Verse 17. Let us see if his words be true. See, they don't believe we telling them that we immortals. They don't believe it. But the evidence is there. You can't beat us in nothing. You can't beat us in a street fight in nothing, man. Can't beat us in a deck of cards. It says, let us see if his words be true. Let us prove what shall happen in the end of him. They want to prove it. For if the just man be the son of God, he will help him and deliver him from the hand of his enemy. So they gonna push the envelope. They want to see is these people say they immortals. Let's see if we can exterminate they behind. That's what Matthew 24 and 21 is about. Let's see if we can exterminate his so-called elect. Let's put the tracking device in every last one of they behind. See, in every last human, and let's see if the Lord come and save they behind. You see, and it said that they not gonna let us put a tracking device in them. So that's gonna be the proof that these people is not immortals. These people is just like the rest of us. See, we want to prove this situation. We want to do something to prove it. See, we hearing the book and we seeing the evidence of these people being great, but that don't mean nothing to us. We want them to prove it. Prove it. and it's going to get they behind kicked. But I'm going to leave it there. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem Kakadash. Double honors to the elders pushing the truth. Peace to the elect worldwide. Our kingdom is, elect worldwide, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, descendants of slaves scattered around the globe on slave ships and through many captivities. Our kingdom is at hand. Shalom.